All right, we are good to go. All right, so repeat customers, Miguel. I don't know if we've met. Justin, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna start up here and work our way down. So let's do some neck stuff today. We haven't done much mobility in the neck. Being home sitting at your desk, probably not so good. All right, so I want you to start. Let's just start by looking straight down and looking up to the ceiling. And looking straight down and then up to the ceiling. Try to get those cobwebs out of there. Probably pretty tight. We don't do very much of this, so look down and look all the way up to the ceiling. Let's do 10. Good, now let's go side to side. So now, neck only, don't let your shoulders rotate. If you don't have good range of motion, you don't want to twist everything. Just let that head rotate from side to side. I just muted you guys, so if you need to come out and ask, just unmute yourself. Rotate side to side. Good. Now what I want you to do, like always, use this as an assessment. We go one way, it feels good. The other way feels stiff. You know that you might have to come back to this, do some work there. All right, now we're going to do it with a little assistance. So we're going to look one way. Just use your hand to give yourself a little bit of an extra stretch. And then relax. And then look the other way. Give yourself a little bit of an extra stretch. Good, and let's do 5 each way. Good, go nice and slow, no rush. Get to those end ranges of motion. Good, 2 more. Good. All right, now let's go ear to shoulder. So don't do this. Easy way to compensate, right? I don't want to do that. So head over. And now hand up and just give yourself a nice little stretch. Don't pull too hard. Just a little bit of stretch. Good. And let's do 5 one direction. And then 5 the other direction. Those neck muscles, those trap muscles, get those nice and loose. 1 more. Try to breathe your way through it. Let's go the other direction for 5. 2, nice and slow. 3, 4, 5. Good. Now, keep your eyes open. I want you to get dizzy. We're going to do a circle. So down as far as you can go, chin to chest. Up, open, and look all the way around. Let's go 3 slow in each direction. Your nose is a pencil, and you're trying to draw the biggest possible circle that you can. Good. And then the other way. So pay attention here. If this doesn't feel good, you want to make sure that you address it because it's not going to just get better on its own. Okay? All right, now you can either be kneeling or standing. I don't care. Let's move to shoulders a little bit. Let's just work some shoulder blades to start. So we're just going to shrug up all the way. Just shrug up all the way, and now push your shoulder blades down as far as you can. When you push your shoulder blades down, you should feel maybe your lats engaging, like you're doing a heavy carry. So shrug up and pull your shoulders down as far as you can, and shrug up and pull down as hard as you can. Up and down, and up and down. 1 more. Up, good, and down. Okay, now let's get some rounded shoulder blades and then pull the shoulder blades back. So I'm going to round. So from the side, I'm trying to actually hunch in my back and really, really round. I feel a big stretch through here and just let myself fall kind of over to the front, round yourself over, and then open yourself up in the spine. Let's get that spine moving. Round yourself over. Good, and open yourself up. Let's do 10 of these. Really try to reach and then extend and reach, round that spine. Just round over, try to feel a good stretch and go back. If you want to reach more, look at my hands. I'm going to reach out in front like I'm hugging a big tree. Reach and round. Good. Reach. Round. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Good. You guys can be standing and kneeling for this. Again, if it's bothering your knees, you can stand right up. We're going to start with some arm circles, okay? So your middle finger is a pencil now. You are going to reach as far as you can forward. You're going to lift up as high as you can. Lift up to the ceiling. Try to open up your shoulder. Rotate it back and around. No chest rotation. My logo stays towards the camera. I'm going to reach up as high as you can. Keep that shoulder behind you and around. Take your other hand and put it on your rib cage. The reason why I'm doing that is so that I don't want to see this, okay? I want to keep my ribs down. Only move at the shoulder. Do 3 one direction, and let's go back the other way. Nice and slow. I'm going to reach behind me. Reach, 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 reach up to the sky as far as I can. Reach forward as far as I can, and down. Good. 1 more on the right, of whichever side you started with. Good. And now let's switch. So same thing. I'm going to go 1 direction. Reach forward. Up. Reach as high as you can. And around. Good. Up. And around. Good. 1 more. Doug, can you video some of this? And then the other direction for 3. Keep that chest forward. Try to reach. Reach that shoulder blade. Reach to the sky. Reach to the floor. Explore those ranges of motion. Good. All right, good. Shake it out. All right, let's get some wrist stuff here, okay? So let's go in quadruped to start. Hands on the ground. We'll go knees and shoulders here. I'll go from this direction, spread those fingers out. We're going to start bringing our shoulders over our wrists. Start leaning forward. So shoulders over wrists, just lean forward, rock back and forth. Just let's get those wrists stretched out a little bit. If you guys are doing any handstand work, if you're doing any overhead work, you got to make sure your wrists are healthy. If you feel any pinching in these wrists when you're doing this, that's something to be aware of, okay? I always say my left side is a little bit pinchier than my right. I have to spend more time on that left side, okay? Now, let's start making some circles. So I'm going to go round in a circle, all the way around. So 5 in one direction. And then 5 in the other. I'd argue one of the most overlooked areas, especially for CrossFitters. Most of us sit at desks, we type, we don't do much on our hands or our wrists, and then we try to go inverted and handstand, and our wrists just aren't ready for it. So make sure you don't avoid this area. Make sure these feel okay. 2 more. All right, now this one's gonna suck, so be careful, okay? We're gonna turn the wrist the other direction very easily. I will tell you, I've been to gymnastics seminars with male gymnasts. They can do push-ups like this, literally push-ups. Don't try it, I promise. But let's just try and bear a little bit of weight and start rocking from side to side. Very, very easy. I have like 10% of my weight on here, but we want to be able to go in both directions, okay? Keep your elbows relatively straight, or if you need to bend them a little, that's okay too. But we just want to make sure we can move our wrists from side to side. But like I said, I've seen guys be able to do push-ups with their wrists in this position. Yeah, Yami, you don't like that, huh? Good, side to side. Couple more, you're doing great. Doing great. All right, good, shake that out. Last thing for the wrist, let's make some wrist circles. So hands out in front of you, and let's just start making some big circles going in each direction. These are gonna be a little creaky on you, I'm sure. Like you're trying to hold a pencil, and you're just making circles with your wrists. Wrist injuries are a pain in the ass. Let's try to avoid those. Other direction. Good. Okay, now we're gonna do shoulder rotation. So check it out. I'm towards the camera, and watch how I'm gonna rotate my arm as far as it'll go out. I'm gonna rotate as far as it'll go in. I'm gonna rotate it out and then in. Rotate further, as far as you can go. Push this thing, push. Good. Just explore the rotation of your shoulder and your shoulder blade. Good. And then other side. Just working on some more ranges of motion. Your shoulder is a ball that sits in a socket. It rotates. That's what it does. We got to make sure it does that. Good. All right, very good. All right, we're gonna go down to the bottom. We're gonna go ankles now, okay? We're gonna do some ankle stuff. We haven't done a ton of it, so let's check this out. This is one of my struggle areas. So I'll give you two options. I know we've been on the ground for a while. If you want to do it standing, I think it's better. You can also do this in a kneeling position. So here's the rules with ankle stuff. It's very easy to cheat when you do ankles. It's very easy to cheat. What I want to make sure of is that when you're bringing your knee over your toe, we're going to bring our knee over our toe. You're not letting your knee collapse in. Okay, so what I want you to think about is that the middle of your knee is always going to be over your third toe. The easy way to cheat is to let your knee fall in. Okay, so if you're kneeling, you're going to be in a half kneeling position. You're going to put all of your weight on your front leg, and you're going to start to lean forward. Heel's going to stay down, and you're going to feel your knee roll over your toe. As you can see, for me, I'm restricted here. It's very hard for me to do. We're going to rock into it and rock out of it. This is squatting 101, okay? If you struggle with this, if you have limited ankle dorsiflexion, it's called, squatting is going to be challenging for you, okay? If you have a weight like David, I know he likes to use a kettlebell sometimes. That's great. That's okay. Get in a position and let's hold it. So now I'll show you a standing variation. So I'm standing and I'm going to lean forward and weight bear on this side. So I'm standing and I'm just letting all my weight go. Ankles are stiff suckers, so you can put a lot of weight on them. Okay, so you're going to lean forward onto that side. I'll show you from the side. I'm going to put all my weight on it and I'm going to lean forward and really try to feel a stretch in the back of my leg. Good. All right, go ahead, switch sides. So I'll show you kneeling first. So you're on the ground kneeling, leaning over it. You can rock in and out of it, or you can hold that position. Just make sure if you're rocking in and out of it, you're really pushing. Push, 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 push. Like I said, ankles can get pretty stiff, so you really have to push it to go far and hold that position. They can be really cranky. Try to keep that heel on the ground. Cool. All right, now we're going to go. I don't even know what the stretch we used to call this world's greatest stretch. So here's what it's going to look like. You're going to bring your left foot in front of you here. Okay, your right foot's going to be behind you. What we're going to do is we're going to try to bring our elbows on the ground. If you can't do that, you're going to be up in this position. So from the front, we call this like a Spider-Man. Leg is in front. Back leg is behind, hands are here. I feel a stretch in my hip and then a stretch in this hamstring. Try to lift that back knee off the ground. So lift that knee off the ground. If you can, try to go down onto your forearms and hold that position. So this is your back front, so that your back leg, the front of your hip is going to stretch. And your front leg, the bottom part of your hamstring is going to stretch. Good, now let's switch sides. So try to straighten that back leg. Straighten that back leg and work your way down to the floor. Try to keep that knee off the ground if you can. Good. All right, go back to the original side. Now we're going to add another component to it. So we can do it step by step here. So for me, I'm going to do a left leg forward, right leg back. Let's stay on your hands for now. What you're going to do is you can keep your back knee down this time because watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a rotation to it. So my inside leg, I'm going to rotate towards that side and look to the ceiling. So I'm going to rotate down and through and then up and around. Down and through and up and around. Good. And if you don't feel a big stretch on the back, Miguel, you can maybe move your right leg back a little bit to get a bigger stretch on the front of your hip. Yep, there you go. Good. Excellent. Good. Yamne, that switch. Yamne, go the other direction. So go to your right. Yep, you got it. Perfect. Good job. David, that looks awesome. Good job. Excellent. Really good work. Nice and slow. Good. And go ahead and switch sides. Good. Really good. Excellent. Good. Do about 3 or 4 more. Nice and slow. Get to the top. Take a breath. Make sure you're breathing with this stuff. It works better, I promise. Two more. All right, good. Let's go back to our favorite, our 90-90s. Let's give your knees a break. Let's go 90-90. So Miguel, if you didn't see last week, we're going to go 90 degrees in the front, 90 degrees in the back. Let's get tall and upright as we can. If we've done this already, if you were here in the past, hopefully this is getting a little bit easier for you. Okay? So remember, we're going to be chest up tall. We're not hunching. Chest up tall. Okay, our back leg is at 90 degrees as well. We're not scooting forward. We're not going to be real far back. 90-90. Now, let's keep our hands on the ground. We'll stay tall. And we're going to start leaning forward. So you should feel a big stretch in the back side of your front hip. If you feel it in your back, you're leaning over. I don't want you to lean over. So think about I'm not chest down, I'm chest to the camera. Now I'm going to feel a bigger stretch in my hip when I do it that way. If that's very easy for you, what I want you to think about is pushing your knee down into the ground to contract that front hip muscle. And then really when you come back up, if your right knee is pushing down, it'll actually propel you back up. And now you're loading that glute a little bit and stretching it and strengthening it. Make sure we're not arching our back. Our abs should be turned on a little bit. So if we're arched real forward and our chest is out, we're not going to be using our abs. We should stay neutral. Our abs should be engaged. Reach back and forth. Good. 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 Now go ahead and lean backwards. So now I feel a stretch in the front of my back hip. David, squeeze your left butt cheek hard. Squeeze it so it props you up forward. There you go. Good. So what I mean by that is if you feel like you're hunched forward here, if you squeeze this butt cheek, it'll get you upright, and now you can get a bigger stretch in that front of the back hip. Open yourselves up. For you guys that sit at desks all day, this is amazing for your hip flexors to get super tight. This is really good for that. Do another variation tonight too. Okay, now from that position, let's just test some things here. All right. So you had your leg at 90-90. Let's try to get into a stretch position. So lean back, but now take your leg and try to pull it in towards you. You might get a little bit more of a deeper quad stretch. So instead of it being out here, you pull it in a little bit. Might get a little bit more of a deeper quad stretch. Keep that leg extended here and pull that back. You might just feel it a little different. Good. All right, let's switch sides. So left leg's gonna go forward, right leg's gonna go backward, and the same thing, other side, okay? Chest is up tall, hips are at 90 degrees. I'm gonna start leaning myself forward, chest gonna stay tall. I feel a big stretch in the back of my left hip. If that's easy for you, push your knee into the ground, so push that knee hard. And when you come back out of the ground, you should feel your glute working. Get that stability. Good, keep going. All right, now lean back. Squeeze those glutes, chest up tall. Squeeze hard. Good, and come back. Keep going, you're doing good. Perfect, keep going, excellent. 3 more, 1, 2, 3. All right, now remember, let's take that leg, get into your stretch, pull that leg in. Feel that stretch. Oh, all right, cool. Now we're at a new one tonight. So this is test your ankle, test your hip, test your adductor, your groin. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into, if we can, it's basically like a lateral lunge, but all the way on the ground. So we're gonna be on one leg and the other leg's gonna be out. Now, you see how my heel's up in the air? Ideally, we're gonna try to work our heel all the way down to the ground. Use your hands if you need to. So I'll show you from this side. So I have my right foot out, my left leg is out, and I'm gonna try and lean back. So I'm getting pressure on my foot here, and I also feel a groin stretch here, okay? So for me, you'll feel where you're most restricted. If you have trouble actually getting down, you might have a groin restriction. For me, my biggest issue is my ankle is stiff. So you see, it's very challenging for me to get my heel all the way onto the ground. I have to work really hard to do it, okay? So you can do that. If you have a weight there, like if this is challenging, David, what you can do with the weight is actually use it and anchor yourself. So grab the weight in front of you and hold the weight. It'll actually allow you to sit back a little bit more. And now it'll just allow it to counterbalance. So if you have your weight there, this helps me get down. So I should feel a groin stretch. I'll feel an ankle stretch. Good. All right, let's switch sides. So left side, I'm gonna use this weight. Good. Now, if you're good, if you're straight leg, if you can get that foot to go flat onto the ground, try that. Good. And lean forward and lean back. Feel it in the groin. Good, 2 more. Good, cool. All right, everyone lay on the backs. All right, so we're gonna lay on our back. Your feet are gonna be straight out in front of you. You are going to bring one knee to chest here. Grab the back of your hamstring. Pull your knee in. Now, straighten your leg. All right, good. Now that your leg is straight, I want you to point your toe, and I want you to flex your toe. Pull it all the way back into you. So pull your toe into you. Yep, pull your toe to your nose, and then point your toe to the sky. Toe to your nose, toe to the sky. Try to keep that knee straight. There you go. Good. So you'll feel tension on that calf and that hamstring, and then it might come off a little when you point it. Let's do 15 of those. Breathe. Breathe through it. Good. Breathe. So this is calf, hamstring, and actually it stretches the fascia on the bottom of your foot as well. It's also stretching your opposite leg, front of the thigh. So I saw David just do a good move there. Try to keep your opposite foot pointed to the ceiling as well. Good, all right, let's switch sides. So knee to chest, grab your hamstring. Now straighten your leg, good. Pull your toe down to your nose, then point it to the ceiling. And keep that knee straight. Good. And breathe. Good, excellent. Good job, guys. All right, good. Legs down. Now we'll go a little bit of a tempo. So legs are going to be down. We're going to do right leg first for 10. So lift it straight, give it a pull, and back down. Lift it straight, give it a pull, and back down. Keep that knee straight. Try to keep your toe pulled toward your nose the whole time, and keep that knee straight, and pull it towards you. Good. 5, get to 10, 6. Try to keep your back flat. This shouldn't hurt your back. Keep your back flat on the ground. Engage your abs. And when you get to 10, switch. All right, last thing, you're gonna go hands and knees. We'll just finish up with some big cat-cows. So get some good spine mobility to finish. So you're gonna round your back, flatten your back. So hands and knees, last set of 10, slow and controlled. So I want you to round as far as you can, and then arch as far as you can. We're gonna finish up there. Get a nice slow set of 10. David, when you drop down, now your head comes up in that position. Yeah, baby. Good. And then switch. Yep, there you go. And then drop your head down. Drop. Yep. And then when you go into arch, and then when you go there, yeah, there you go. Now you got it. Perfect. Good. All right, nice job, guys. So today, just to review, we did some neck stuff for the first time. If that was creaky and you had some cobwebs in there and you sit at a desk, you might want to do some of those throughout your day because we get kind of stuck at our desk. That's a really good one just to make sure that we don't get any neck problems. We hit some mobility, some flexion and extension in the mid-back. We worked on our shoulder rotations. We did some wrist stuff today. We did our 90-90. We did some of our groin stuff, some ankle stuff. So we worked our way through pretty quickly, and we made progress. So excellent job, 30 minutes on the dot. So you guys did really well, and I'm seeing progress. David, you're looking a lot better, actually, like a lot better just in the last couple of weeks. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, you look really good. Miguel, thanks for joining, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Justin.
You're You're welcome. Bye, guys. Thanks, Evelyn. Have a great day.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah.
Bye.